Fox, and I'm Derek Fox. Alright, so yesterday, just turned on the kettle. Yesterday I found the coffee maybe was slightly under extracted for what I like, so this morning I'm going to try to increase the water so that it extracts more from the beans. So hopefully, like I said yesterday, it gets a little closer to the bitter end. So I've gone with my 16 grams still, but instead of doing 250 grams of water, I'm going to do about 270, which increases the ratio by 1. So instead of 1 to, actually no, what is it? Well, the ratio I suggest is 1 to 15, or 16 grams of water to 250 grams. So I did 16 grams times 17, so a 1 to 17 ratio. So I upped it by 2 points, or I will be, I should say. So hopefully it changes a little, we'll see. Not going to start the scale too early because yesterday it turned itself off halfway through, which was kind of annoying. Oh, I'm tired this morning. Hopefully you guys are having a better morning. It's a little earlier than normal. Had to get up around 6:55 so I could get the garbage out by 7. Although they don't come quite at 7 anymore, but better be safe than sorry. You wouldn't want your garbage sitting around for 2 weeks, so I had to, those stuff you gotta do when you own a house. No more parents to do all that stuff for you, I guess. It's been a while since I've been doing it, but still, it's kind of annoying. Alright, my water's done, so I'll quit rambling. So we will turn this on. I will tear to 0. Alright, so Alexa, start a 3-minute timer.
3 minutes, starting now.
Again, like I mentioned, going for more of a 60 gram bloom. Trying to keep that consistent, whereas before I was kind of just like wetting all the beans and just letting it be. So if it was looked good after 25 grams, I might have stopped. Or if it looked good at 40, I might have stopped. But now I'm going to try and be a little more consistent with the amount of water I do for the bloom. Just spinning the Alexa show there for me. Okay, so it's 30 seconds. Pour up to 130. Alright, so it's about 130. Wait till the clock hits 1:40 left, and then I'll pour up to 270, or we'll see how much. Maybe I don't have enough water in the kettle. Like I mentioned, probably the first time I did this, what I do is I fill this cup up with water and then dump that into the kettle. Because when you're doing this pour over, I can't actually see into the cup. So it's hard to tell how much water is in the cup. I guess it's hard to tell how much water is going into the cup. So this way I know that even if I empty the kettle, the cup arguably shouldn't overflow, right? There'll be a bit of, I'm going to miss my time. Let's see how much water is in this kettle. So 250, 60, and 70, give or take. So not a lot more than usual, but a little bit. So again, like I mentioned, with this method, it's hard to see how much water is rising up into the cup, but because I use the cup to fill it up, I know I could pretty much never overflow it. Like I was saying, so when it boils, some of the steam, I forgot to swirl. Let's swirl now. A little late, but talking to you guys, ruining the process. So a little bit of water will get boiled off. So probably not that much, but a little bit. And then the beans soak up some water, so all the water doesn't all go through. So I can pretty much guarantee that the cup will not overflow with this method. That's assuming I double check and dump it out first, because I used to, I actually just poured the entire thing in every single time without weighing it. So I literally would have no idea how much was in there. One day I forgot to empty it, so it overflowed. It's not too bad, right? Because it's dripping slowly, so you can kind of quickly get it over to the sink. This is just finishing extracting, and it's not even 3 minutes yet. It's kind of it's interesting. I think because I didn't swirl, the coffee didn't fall, so it didn't create as much resistance. Alexa, dismiss alarm. Or timer, or whatever. So yeah, I wonder, because the beans, maybe, so this might not, I might have screwed it up this morning, so we'll have to try again. Try again tomorrow, see if it makes it any different. But I will clean this up, and we'll go have a taste. Alright, so the scale worked a lot better this morning. I made sure I turned it on right at the very last second, which I think helped. I think maybe yesterday I turned it on a little sooner, but yeah, it stayed on throughout the whole brewing method, which was nice, especially because I was trying to add a bit more water, be a little more precise with that this morning. So anyways, here's my cup. It hasn't cooled down as much. So actually, interesting fact is when coffee's really hot, it tastes a lot different. So it's kind of interesting, like if you guys are really interested in coffee, you should try and do like side-by-side comparisons. So if you can get your hands on two different single origin beans, whatever method you brew them doesn't really matter, just brew them both and then try them out side by side, and see. It's quite interesting. The flavors will be drastically different. Well, assuming you don't get ones from the same area. And then also as coffee cools, the flavor changes. And when it's at its peak like hotness, there's not as much flavor coming out, but as it cools, different flavors come out. It's kind of like letting a wine aerate a little bit. So it's kind of interesting. Something I read when I was doing a bit of research, this guy basically left a little bit of coffee left over, and it like got almost like cold, and he's like, he could swear it tasted like juice or something similar. So it was kind of an interesting little comparison there. And you could do that too. You could brew one coffee and then 10 minutes later maybe brew another one and the same beans and just try them out side by side to see what the difference is. But okay, this has cooled down a little bit more. Will I ramble on? Okay, so this is a little different. I think I'm going to continue doing a little bit more water. I'm going to see, maybe I'll go up to like 280 or 290, see how much can fit in this cup. So the super like sweet flavors have kind of, or like the astringency has come down a little bit, and I can taste a bit of bitterness on the end. It's kind of interesting. It's like super like flavorful, which obviously is good, and then it kind of mellows out at the end, and I kind of like that a little bit. So I'm gonna see if how far we can push that, where I still get some interesting flavors, but then still it's like super chill at the end. I guess it's like not bitter in a like burnt kind of way. It's more just like kind of mellows out. I like the softer sort of like nutty chocolatey flavor, so I feel like that mellow, like, it's kind of weird to say bitterness, but I think it's just lack of astringency is sort of what I'm going for. So it's kind of interesting, but yeah, this is getting, yeah, I mean, interesting still, and then also mellow at the same time. So I kind of like that. So yeah, this is good. Adding a bit more water extracts more, which then gets it, like I said, from the astringency levels closer to the bitterness levels. I mean, I find you gotta play with the both ends. It's easier to understand concepts. So it's not that I'm making it bitter, I'm just making it a little more bitter. So if you don't use those like different ends of the scale, then it makes it look not as easy to understand. Anyways, I'm enjoying this coffee today. Actually, it's probably one of the best ones in a while for me personally. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your coffee too, and well, have a good day. Bye.